I had come up with like a funny little thing to do to make the audience laugh. And when I performed it and they did laugh, I loved it. I love to build like expansive sounds with lots of different instruments and take my songs from being really simple acoustic singer-songwriter to like full orchestral band. I ended up going back to school to study neuroscience. I've gone back and forth. Originally, I said I would save the Bay. You just never know where a just simple decision is going to take you. So life is really cool that way.
Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Medika podcast. This is the podcast where we dive deep into the world of creativity and explore inspiring journeys of artists, creators, and writers. I'm your host, Diana, and joining us today is Hannah, a very talented actress and also singer-songwriter. Her roles include Max Caulfield in the Life is Strange series. So could you please introduce yourself, Hannah?
Hi, I'm Hannah Telle, and I'm so happy to get to be here with you guys today.
Yay! Thank you so much for joining me today, Hannah. So, let's start from the very beginning of your journey. So, what is your very first memory of falling in love with performance? Do you remember when you realized that you want to be an actress and also a singer and songwriter?
Yes, when I wanted to become an actress, I was 7 years old, and I was in a play, a community theater play, and I just had a small role, but my mom had worked with me on my lines, and I had come up with like a funny little thing to do to make the audience laugh. And when I performed it and they did laugh, I loved it.
That's so sweet.
It made me feel so happy. So I knew I wanted to keep being on stage and pretending to be characters. And so that was when I got bit by the acting bug, I guess you could say. And then I didn't really get into music until much later. I played flute in middle school and really loved it, but wasn't dedicated enough to continue with it. A little bit of guitar. I just had gotten a guitar for Christmas one year when I was like maybe 15 or 16, and I took maybe 2 lessons and played a little bit and loved it, but my teacher moved away and I wasn't like disciplined enough to keep going. But when I was older, around 22, I played a part in a independent film, and the character had to play guitar. So that's kind of when I really fell in love with guitar and realized that I could play little chords and sing melodies on top, and it would feel really good and make me kind of calm down if I was in a sad mood. So that's when I really fell in love with it.
Yeah, that's really fascinating. I noticed that a lot of creative people, they start their journey, or they're like little details of their blossoming creativity in their childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that a lot. As for Life is Strange, so the audition process for video games, it's often quite secretive. And what do you remember about the initial audition, and was there a specific maybe line or scene when you realized that, yes, I understand this character and I am Max?
Well, it was a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly the scenes. I know there was a couple different scenes they had me read. I came into the studio to do the audition, which is rare now. Most auditions are done remotely now. So I was in the studio in the booth, and I knew that the character was shy and somewhat insecure, 18-year-old artistic type of girl who loved photography, and I was very artsy at that age, so I felt instantly drawn to her, and also dealt with a lot of social awkwardness and shyness at times, so I think that really drew me to her. And the scenes that they had me perform, she just seemed a bit a little bit sad in the scenes, and I just really took to that, and along with that shyness and just feeling a little bit like stunted by her own anxiety and insecurity and wanting to kind of like break through that, but not knowing how, and just kind of that little internal struggle that she goes through, I really related to. And I was like, oh, I think I can really bring a vulnerability to this character that most actors might not be able to bring, just because I've dealt with a lot of anxiety and self-doubt. So it just really rang true for me.
Yeah, so this character resonated with you. Yeah, I also really love Max, and her character also resonates with me as well. Yeah, and I think with a lot of players, or maybe viewers who watched Let's Plays, who didn't play the game, but because you can watch this game like a movie, because it's so cinematic and the script is just amazing.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah, so you're also an accomplished singer and songwriter, and I'm very curious to know about your creative process behind the songs that you write yourself. How does a song typically begin for you? For example, is it a melodic phrase or maybe a specific line that you have in your mind and then you create a song?
Usually I'm just playing around on the guitar, strumming chords and making little progressions that sound nice to me. And then I just kind of start humming or singing a little melody on top of that. Usually it doesn't have there's no like real lyrics yet. Just kind of like oohs and lahs and noises that sound appropriate to me with what I'm playing and that make me kind of feel relaxed and intrigued by what I'm hearing. And from there, I just make little voice recordings if I really like what I've come up with there. And from there, I would go back and like try to write lyrics to it and then maybe record a little demo where I add in some little drum sounds or keyboard synth sounds to make it have a little bit more atmosphere and tone of mood of the song through like long sustained notes in different styles that make it feel a little bit more textured and layered. And then I would take that to a producer and have them help me build it out with real drums and bass and keys and guitar, lead guitar. And so that's usually when I have someone come in and help me to make it professional and real. And then I would master it and mix it and master it and put it out. Not me, someone else would do that. But my writing process is very quiet and lonely and not lonely, but just I like to be alone. I can't do it when other people are around in the house, or I have to have a lot of solitude for that.
Yeah, it's the same for me because I am a lyricist myself, yeah, and I also like to isolate myself and to just dive into this creative process. Yeah, it's fascinating. And are there any songwriters or musicians that inspire you, and maybe their work inspires you, and you draw maybe some aspects from their work into your own songs?
Yeah, definitely. I've always really loved Joni Mitchell. I love her lyrics, I love her melodies and her voice, and I love reading about her life. And I think she's just a really fascinating singer-songwriter and person in general. I also really love this band called The War on Drugs. They are a rock and roll kind of indie band with like a little bit of psychedelic aspect to them. Like sometimes they have like extended songs that might be like 10 or 11 minutes long, and just like a lot of emphasis on instrumentation and creating a mood through the music, and then the vocals exist kind of just to enhance that, but I feel like it's a lot of the music first, and I'm really drawn to that. I love to build like expansive sounds with lots of different instruments and take my songs from being really simple acoustic singer-songwriter to like full orchestral band. So that band sound really affects me in an amazing way. I love seeing them live. I love Elliott Smith and his like, super heartfelt lyrics and like intricate guitar progressions. So many. Anything from the 70s. I love 70s music and 60s music, and anything from today that is kind of neo-psychedelic, with lots of instrumental flourishes and, unexpected, somewhat exotic sounding melodies. So that's my kind of sound.
Can you name your 3 favorite songs that you would recommend to our listeners and viewers?
Oh my goodness. These wouldn't be like my top 3 favorite songs of all time, maybe, because that'd be really hard for me to decide. Mm-hmm. Just 3 songs I really like. Oh gosh. Okay. One would be Vapor Trail by Ride. It's a song from, I believe, like the 90s, and it's really beautiful shoegaze song. And then All I Want by Joni Mitchell. I think that's the name of it. Let me make sure. I have my Spotify pulled up here so I can cheat. It really, truly anything by Joni Mitchell, but just to make sure. Yeah, All I Want. And then I'll also cheat again because I'm a little bit on the spot to think of what would be a good addition. And then Do It Again by Steely Dan. I love Steely Dan's 70s sound, so that would definitely have to include them in there.
Yeah, thank you so much for all these recommendations. I'm sure that our listeners and viewers and me myself, I will go and check the songs out and maybe add them to my playlist. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, so as for your songs, I really love your song called Recurring Dreams. And
thank you.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to know, if Max Caulfield were to discover your music on the headphones, which of your songs do you think would resonate with her most, and why?
I think that she would be probably most drawn to my first record, Hollow Glow. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more acoustic-driven sounds on that record, and she seems to be really drawn to the acoustic guitar. Not only is something that she would like to play, but just the music that they choose in the original Life is Strange. It's all very acoustic indie rock, and I think that she would really be drawn to probably the song Hollow Glow, and maybe also the song Sunrise off of that first record. But yeah, after that first record, things get a little more electric with me. So
yeah, I think these songs would fit her. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
And have you ever been inspired to write a song based on the character that you played? For example, have you ever been inspired to write a song that had like the vibe of Life is Strange or of Max?
I would love to do that. I have not. Mm-hmm. But I think it'd be really cool to write a song specifically for a character or for a game. One day I'd like to try that. I did write a song that was pretty much based on my experience of making Double Exposure. Mm-hmm. It's called It's All Pretend. And it's off of my third record, Waking Up to Tomorrow. It's just loosely about like some of the struggles that I dealt with, like trying to do the best job I could do and like make everybody happy behind the scenes and like make myself happy, and just like kind of those like struggles that you go through with a really important job. And that's the closest I've come to writing a song really about my experience with the character or the game.
Yeah, and your journey is really inspiring, and I think it will inspire a lot of young people. And if you had a chance, what piece of advice would you give to your younger self who is just starting her creative career path?
Oh, well, thank you so much, first of all. And gosh, there's so much advice I would give to my younger self. So much advice. I think some of the things I would say would be to forgive yourself and understand that mistakes are going to happen and no one's perfect, and that just because you make a mistake doesn't mean you need to stop or give up, and you have to just keep going. You have to be okay with making mistakes. It's like when you're trying to speak a foreign language. If you don't try to speak the language and be okay with making mistakes, you're never going to learn how to speak the language. And I think that so much of life is that way. And I would say to believe in myself and trust that I have something super unique to offer. And that's true for everyone. Everybody's singular, and they're the only one of them. And so whatever art they're making wouldn't exist if they didn't do it. So I would just encourage myself to push through those thoughts of comparison that can sometimes make us feel like silencing ourselves, and just put yourself out there anyway. And and be okay with being seen, and that it's okay to be confident. And if you're not confident yet, it's okay to do your best to pretend to be confident until that makes sense for you. And yeah, and those are also things I'm trying to learn right now too.
It's like there is a phrase, fake it till you make it, something like that. Yeah, so
It's so true. Yeah. And I think a lot of people have to do that. And maybe that's considered like performative confidence, but if that's all you've got, that's all you got to work with. So start somewhere.
Yeah, I also loved your advice about being yourself. And I've heard a quote, I'm not sure who is the author, but there was a phrase like, there have been other people, but there haven't been you. So your journey and your creations, they are important because they are unique, and everyone is unique in their own way.
So true.
Yeah, really beautiful. Thank you so much for this advice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and as we know, Life is Strange is about the butterfly effect, and I really love this concept, and I really love reading stories about the butterfly effect. And what is a small and seemingly insignificant butterfly effect that led to a significant change or opportunities in your life? Can you share any stories that you have about this concept?
Yeah, I think that probably a big thing that happened for me was just realizing that I wanted to go back to school. I learned how to play guitar, like I said, for the film, and that was like very random and unexpected in my life to suddenly like start playing an instrument as a result of acting, and then make it be so important in my life that it became like even a second career path. And because I took that job on the film and learned to play guitar, it made me want to go back to school to study more music. And while I was studying more music, I realized that I wanted to get a degree, but I wanted my degree to not be in the arts. Mm-hmm. And I wanted it to be like in science or psychology or something. So I ended up, going back to school to study neuroscience, and ended up graduating with that. And it changed my whole life. So just that one little decision to submit myself for a role on an acting website in 2010, and then I got that part, and it led me to music and led me to neuroscience of all places. So you just never know where a simple decision is going to take you. So life is really cool that way.
Yeah, it's so true, and I'm really proud of you getting the neuroscience degree.
Yeah, I think that anybody can do anything they want to do, with just taking their time and doing it one step at a time, and just trusting themselves, and believing that their dreams matter.
Can you share more about you getting this degree? How was this path for you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it was very, very difficult, but very incredible. And I learned so much about um, the cellular world, just how everything is, consistent of molecules, which is just so insane, and how our emotions are rooted in, neurons firing and synapses connecting. And I just thought that that was beautiful. And I just loved learning everything there was to learn about science. I would go to school and my jaw would just drop listening to the stuff they would be telling me about, physiology or the human body. But I will say that as I grew deeper and deeper into animal activism and, respecting animals' autonomy, and it was hard. I don't think I could continue my education in neuroscience, because all of the knowledge that we have of the human brain and the body is largely due to animal research. And so anytime they figure out like a connection in the brain, they had to torture an animal to figure that out. And a lot of times the animal studies that they're doing don't even correlate at all to humans. But, it's just a very sad situation. So hopefully in the future, animal research will be phased out. But until then, while I was in school, I had to learn about some sad animal studies and that was hard. And then also the math was very hard. The math and the chemistry was very hard, and the labs for the biology and the chemistry courses were very hard. But I had to dissect a sheep brain and other animals, and it was hard to do that, but I did it, and so it's just complex.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to do such things. So.
Yeah. So I think that I probably wouldn't continue down that path again. If I did work in neuroscience one day, I would want to work with humans, not animals. The only thesis I had to do was during like a writing course. I had a final writing course that I had to take, where I would write like a really long paper defending like a thesis statement that I kind of stuck with the whole semester. And my thesis statement was like trying to remember exactly what it was. It was studying the effects of psilocybin, like psychedelic mushrooms, on the brain, and how that it can be effective to heal PTSD and trauma in certain patients, but in patients who have mood disorders, such as bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, it can be incredibly detrimental and dangerous for them. So it was just kind of exploring. At the time, it was becoming very popular for ketamine and psilocybin to be used in therapeutic settings to kind of treat mental illness like depression or anxiety or PTSD. And so I just wanted to I'm really into how medication and therapeutic exercises affect people who have mood disorders. So that's kind of where that came from. And it was really cool to do the research about it, and to learn that it can be helpful for some, but really harmful for others.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing all of that. Let's go to the section with questions from fans. The first one is, the game is choice and consequence. Were there any major decisions in the script, either for Max or for the fate of Arcadia Bay, that you personally struggled with or disagreed with? And did you have a canon ending in your own mind while recording?
Oh, sure. I think it was really hard to do the scenes where we were discussing the choices between Chloe, like assisting euthanasia for Chloe when she's in the wheelchair, and she's extremely disabled and suffering, and you have to kind of choose, like, are you going to help her end her misery, or are you going to encourage her to keep going? And that was really hard. I have a lot of I don't even know the word, just a lot of emotion and feeling about euthanasia and hospice care and anything to do with death in general. It's just really hard. So that was really difficult to navigate that kind of a choice. And then for my canon choice, I've gone back and forth. Originally, I said I would save the Bay because it would be too hard on their relationship to sacrifice all those people just so they could be together forever. And then I decided that years later, I said, no, I would choose to save Chloe, because when you love someone that much, you can't even think about anything outside of the two of you. And so now my choice is to save the Bay, Arcadia Bay. I go back to my original choice because that's just so many people and so many families and so many children. And I just feel like, again, that Chloe had already, died over and over and over. It was just kind of like fated that something was going to go wrong and something was going to end her life. And so I almost feel like, who's to say that wouldn't have kept happening? So I think I would have chosen to save Arcadia Bay if I had to choose. That's just my choice right now.
Yeah, I would choose Arcadia Bay as well, because I've been thinking about, like, if you choose to save Chloe, you would kill all those innocent people, and I think Max wouldn't be able to live with this kind of guilt because of that. So
yeah, I think it'd be really hard for them both.
Yeah. As for the second question from a fan, what was it like stepping back into Max's shoes years later, and did your understanding of the character change with time and distance?
It was amazing to get to come back to play Max. It was a dream come true. I did not think that was going to happen, and then when it did, I was blown away. But it was a challenge because I had to audition for her, and that put me in my head. And once I get in my head, it's hard for me to get out of my head. So I was able to work through that, thank God, and got the part. Then I thought I really knew how to play Max like the back of my hand. It was very second nature to me. But the creators, the developers and Square and everyone had a new idea for Max in her, young adult years, to be more confident and self-assured and a young professional at this prestigious university. So that obviously doesn't correlate with my prior understanding of Max, which was a little bit more shy and an introvert, and maybe to her own detriment at times. I know at the end of Life is Strange, or the original game, she has kind of grown into her role as a hero and has really stepped into her own and is taking, charge. But I feel like that was just a situational thing, and that, her personality in those 10 years between the original game and Double Exposure, she really went through a lot of hard work as a photographer, being out on the road, looking for abandoned buildings that people wouldn't have normally thought of to be a great place for taking photos. But she's like out putting herself at danger to get these shots of like super haunted, abandoned spaces that really resonate with like feelings of loneliness in the viewer. And so she's been like putting in the work as an artist, and she's gotten rewarded for it. And now she's at this university with this amazing job influencing young artists. And so she needs to be confident and assured and able to like present a front of professionalism to her students. And so we just worked on how that would, manifest itself as in Max, and also how it would work for me playing Max. And I think we got to a really good place. And so I'm super happy with how it came out. But it was definitely challenging at times.
Yeah, I absolutely loved you in Double Exposure as well as in the first part. Yeah, thank you so much for bringing this wonderful character to life.
Thank you so much. It is my greatest honor, and I'm thankful every day for it.
Yeah, as for another question, how do you build chemistry with co-stars when you are often not in the same room? For example, when you are in a recording booth.
Well, in the original Life is Strange game, a lot of times we would be in the booth together for some of the more cinematic scenes between two characters. We would record those scenes together in the booth, and that was really helpful because you can see each other and play off of each other's voices in the moment. Other times you just have to, make it real. When you're alone in the booth and you're saying the lines, you have to pretend like there's someone else in the room that you're saying the lines to, and that you're engaging with someone that's just not there. It's just kind of an imagination exercise. But in Double Exposure, I did all my scenes with the co-stars on like in real time. Like I didn't have to, when I was recording in the booth, I was just doing inner monologue voiceovers. And when we would record like the scenes for the game, all the characters would be there on the motion capture volume, and we would interact with each other, and we'd be there all day. And there's a lot of downtime where you have to kind of wait for them to set up things and fix technical issues. So we would just chit chat and get to know each other, and they're all really sweet and fun, super talented people. So it was great to get to hang out with them and work with them.
How was your experience with motion capture? Because it's such an interesting way of acting, because it's so different from voice acting, but at the same time from, for example, working on a film or on stage.
Yeah, it's very different, and it wasn't my first time doing the motion capture. I had done it for a previous game where I played two twin sisters, but they were highly stylized, specific characters, and I was able to just really let my imagination run wild with how I wanted to portray them in terms of their physicality. But for Max, because she's a leading character, she's a playable character, and she has to move in a way that's like visually appealing to the audience. And so there was a lot of like super technical stuff that we had to go through when we were recording to make sure that everything with my body was like in good alignment, essentially, to look good as her body. And that was like, that required me to kind of like rethink how I hold myself. And so that was super challenging, but also good because now I have a little bit better posture. So that was super challenging. And but I think I really enjoy motion capture because of the physicality of it. You're on your feet a lot, and the equipment is a bit heavy, so it's very like physically draining. But you do get to do a lot of movement and sometimes like light stunt work. So that's kind of exciting and different from just regular kind of acting where you're just standing and talking. So it was fun and exciting, and I hope to do more of it. It reminds me of theater in a really good way.
Yeah. As for the next question, it's connected with your music. Are you currently working on new music?
I am trying to write some new music. Yes, it's been a while since I've written any new music. I had an arm injury and I fell and had to kind of stop playing guitar for a little bit while it healed. And I'm in physical therapy for my arm. So I've just been playing kind of lightly, but I want to get back to heavily playing and writing again as soon as I can.
I'm so sorry to hear about that. I hope that you will go back to creating music quite soon.
Me too. Thank you. Yeah,
it will heal soon.
Thank you. I can still play. I just haven't. I just can't play like as long as I used to. But I'm getting better. I'm almost back. I'm going to get back to normal soon.
Yeah, I'm sure everything will go well.
Thank you.
As for the last question from a fan, if you could write and perform one additional scene for Max that wasn't in the game, what would it have been?
Oh, this one's easy. I would want Max to have scenes where she's playing guitar and where she's just taking a moment to relax. Like Max in Double Exposure and in the original Life is Strange, I guess it's sometimes in the original Life is Strange she would have some moments of calm, and there's a couple moments of zen in Double Exposure, but I just like times where she's playing guitar in her room and just enjoying the atmosphere and the vibe of her room and the music she's playing, and I think that'd be really nice to have those scenes in there too.
Yeah, I really love those scenes, and there are like ambient videos on YouTube, and I used them when I studied or worked, just listening to music from Life is Strange, this calm and peaceful. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
That sounds so nice.
Yeah, and as for the last part of our podcast, we'll play a little game called This or That.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first choice, we've already answered it. Save Arcadia Bay or save Chloe, so I'll skip it. Rewind time or stop time?
Rewind. Oh gosh. Rewind, I think. So I can undo some mistakes.
Yeah. Photography or diary writing?
Oh wow. Diary writing. I try to do it often, but I don't do it daily. I would like to, but it's hard for me to get it in there, but I find it really therapeutic and relaxing, and it really helps me kind of just get my thoughts out. But I also love taking pictures, so that question's really hard. I like to take pictures of nature and like architecture. And I really like it when the two intersect. So like if there's a building that's like creating a natural frame of something, and then you would take a picture and like see through the building and see some nature through the building, or I don't know. I just like when structures or nature makes natural framing in the composition of the shot.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Recording booth or live stage?
Recording booth.
Writing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Writing a song alone or collaborating with others?
Collaborating with others.
Are there any artists that you would love to collaborate with?
Oh, so many people. I would love to do a collaboration with this musician named Jonathan Wilson. He plays like neo-psychedelic indie rock, and I'm really into his music, and so many people I'd love to work with.
Yeah, I really hope that you'll have opportunities to work with creators that you admire, and we will have these cool songs from your collaboration with them.
That'd be great.
I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it will happen.
Yeah.
Acoustic guitar or electric guitar?
Acoustic.
Do you know how to play electric guitar, by the way?
I do. I'm not a lead guitar player, so I can't shred or anything, but I can strum rhythm guitar on an electric guitar
That's
and
so
finger
cool.
pick on it. Yeah.
Lyrics first or melody first?
Melody.
Morning creative session or late night creative session?
Oh, morning.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Rainy day indoors or sunny day outdoors?
Rainy day indoors.
Book or movie?
Book.
What's your favorite book that you've read recently that you would recommend?
I recently read this book called The Guest. I'm forgetting who wrote it. Oh, Emma Klein. I think, yeah, let me double. Well, I think that's who wrote it. But she also wrote a book called The Girls. And I really enjoyed The Guest. It was kind of about this young girl who's sort of living a nomadic life around Long Island, New York, like in the middle of the summer season. And it's really wild, like what she's doing, and I don't know, it's just entertaining.
Yeah, and the last one, dog or cat?
Cat.
Do you? I know that you have a cat, right? Just
I
one.
have four.
Oh,
I have four.
4 cats. Yeah, I have a cat as well. Yeah, they are the best.
They're the best. Yeah, I love my cats so much. I have several of them in this room with me right now.
How old are they?
They're all different ages. The youngest one is 5, and the oldest one is 8, and the other 2 are just in the middle. And they're from all different families. They're just rescues that had nowhere else to go. And one of my cats, Iris, I got her when she was 2 days old. She was just like loose and crying, and nobody knew what to do with her at this coffee shop. And so my friend brought her to me, and I had to bottle feed her every 2 hours and raise her from a little infant. And now we're inseparable. And she's like my soul cat.
Yeah, that's so beautiful that they have such an amazing person who takes care of them.
Oh,
and they
thank
find
you.
home.
Oh, well, they take care of me too.
Yeah, and before we wrap up, do you have any exciting announcements about any upcoming projects, or maybe any exciting news that you would love to share with our listeners and viewers?
Yeah, sure. I definitely want to release music this year. I want to write new songs and post me playing them on videos and kind of release music that way for a little bit. Just because I have spent a lot of money recording in studios, and now I kind of need to like save. And so I'm just going to start doing things a little bit more home, like a home studio kind of a thing, and doing a little bit more self-producing, and maybe work with my fiance. He's an incredible musician and producer, and so I want to try making some music with him.
That's so cool. I'm really looking forward to all your new songs and also upcoming projects that you have.
Thank you.
And that was all for today. Thank you so much for joining me, Hannah. It was just absolutely amazing to have a conversation with you. Please consider subscribing and also giving this video a like and leaving us a comment. What do you think about today's episode? And also don't forget to connect with Hannah and with me on our social media platforms. I'll leave all the links down below. And until then, keep exploring, keep creating, keep shining. And it was absolutely amazing to have Hannah as a guest today. And thank you for listening, and we hope to see you next time. Bye bye.